Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Dummy.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covers, three-handle family Gradunzel.
Mamma mia!
And now, Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Number 4, Armbar.
I will never retire!
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the B Plus Podcast. I'm your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's King of Sports Day. King of Sports Day is the day we talk about everything New Japan Pro Wrestling. So joining me, of course, our resident New Japan expert, Big Boy Mikey. How are you, Big Boy?
Mate, going well, going off like a raw prawn. How's it going?
Going off like a... You are full of these, man. You are full of... What was it last time? It was something about a one-arm builder in Baghdad. This is amazing. I'm loving it. Are you getting... Was this one from the Honey Badger as well?
Yep.
It was, wasn't it? You just steal on the Honey Badger's lines. You can't do that, man. That's gimmick infringement.
That's alright.
Infringement. We're going to get a cease and desist from his lawyers, and we're going to have to say something like going off like a raw shrimp instead, you know? And print a shirt with one finger up. Yeah, I don't know.
Mate.
Sounds like you've got some construction going on in the background.
Mate, I've been having construction on this street for months. It's absolutely killing me. It's so loud.
Yeah, I just figured I'd address it because there's so much noise this week. I don't know if I can filter it all out. I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
But there's some serious construction going on. They're building like a Walmart next to you or something. What are they doing?
They're trying to expand the road, and they've been doing all this new bus lane stuff, and it's just...
Oh, you live on a main road?
Yeah.
Oh, that is terrible.
It is. And
That's always been my worst fear. But, like, I have kids, so we would never, ever live on a main road. Like, that's a terrible idea.
I'm usually used to it because, like, the truck... Like, I don't mind the sounds of the trucks and all that sort of stuff. It's now in the last 6 months I've had all this road work. It's just... it's killing me.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd be like, I'd just be like, I'm going to stay at a friend's house. I can't handle this anymore. Because, like, even just listening to it in the background as we're recording, I'm like, it's getting worse every week.
Yeah.
It's getting worse every week.
This is with, like, doors closed and windows closed. Like, it's...
That's insane.
Yeah.
Contact your real estate, man. Let them know they need to soundproof the damn place. That's ridiculous.
I know.
But moving on, I'm going to trust you to lead this week entirely, pretty much, because, I mean, people who listen to all of our podcasts, and there are a few of them, hey guys, thanks for listening. Drop us a 5-star review if you feel so inclined. They will know that yesterday was actually the first day in over a month that there wasn't a B Plus podcast. So yesterday and today, I mean, I took a day off, basically. I took a day off, but I was at training, and I am incredibly sore. And I have not had a chance to catch up on everything New Japan, so I'm pretty much I'm letting you take the wheel, and I'm lifting my hands in the air and Jesus take the wheel kind of thing.
It sounds like you've been busier than a one-armed bricklayer in Baghdad. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what it is. The B Plus Podcast, man. We are growing. We are having a lot of fun doing it,
right.
And you know, it's a good time. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. So it's a good time to be a podcaster talking about wrestling.
Absolutely. New Japan's full back into the swing of it. I'm loving it. And they're going off like a cut snake. It's fantastic. I'm definitely
Another one.
I'm definitely getting gimmick infringement by the end of this.
It was cease and desist, Big Boy Mikey.
If Rugby Australia or Bachelorette want to come and Channel 10 want to come sue me, come for it.
I don't think they're listening. But you know what? Come at us, bro. Like, any publicity is good publicity. So Road to Destruction has kicked off this week. So we're back into it, after the little post G1 break that they gave us, and we're back on the road to, this time, to destruction.
Right. So it's been a solid week. Nothing, one or two little things that we'll touch on, as I go through some of the results through the week. I'm not going to go breaking down all the results from the Road 2s. No offense, it's kind of like breaking down results of house shows for WWE. There are some good moments through the night. It's more about the promos after the show, the little bits and pieces that they throw at each other. It's hardly any of it's in-ring. It's actually been most of it on, and anyone can go onto YouTube and the New Japan YouTube channel, and it's all there for everyone to see. It's been some great promo work lately from everybody.
Yeah, and they put subtitles on there as well, so it's very accessible. I've watched a couple of them this week. One that I'm very excited to talk about, but we'll get there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so essentially the road to... It's like when you talk about the road to WrestleMania, really what you're talking about is the angles. You're not talking about... Like, no one remembers the matches that happen on the road to WrestleMania, unless it's a big one like, Daniel Bryan not winning the Rumble, something like that. No one really remembers the actual matches when we're on the road to. What they remember is the stories, the talking points, the interactions.
Yeah, exactly right. So let's begin from Wednesday on last Wednesday, September the 5th. Look, nothing really exciting that night. A couple of good junior matches, a couple of good tag matches. Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing really exciting. Friday night from Korakuen Hall. That one was the one that had, in my opinion, the best match of the 4 nights that we're covering, which is the tag match between Ospreay and Ishii and Ibushi and Omega. Just fantastic.
Right, so Golden Lovers versus Chaos.
Yeah.
Now, that's one that I have seen pop up on match recommendations as a really good match, and I can't imagine it being anything less than a standing O match. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting around to that one for sure.
I'm sorry I don't have my nights in order in terms of promos, but look it up on YouTube. But this is the first one I'm going to have a little bit of a discussion about. That's how I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break it down by importance of matches and then the little bits of pieces that's happening backstage. I'm sorry, I can't remember which night. They do promos every night. So go on YouTube and do the pattern from Wednesday to Sunday. So I'll touch on this one first. Kenny and Ishii, it's not like they're trying to cheat against each other or anything like that. It's literally Kenny and Ishii it's like they're starting fireworks, and Kenny's going on that when they do meet for Kenny's first title defense, it's going to explode. He used the term, it's going to explode in Hiroshima, which a little bit touchy.
Yeah, that's, I'm like, okay, that's...
Yeah. I thought
he actually said that.
He did. He was like, "Yep, we got this like sparking, and I feel it's just going to explode in Hiroshima." I'm like, "Okay, you're Canadian."
I wonder if he realized what he was saying.
I don't know. He's Canadian. We can pass it. If it's an American saying it, then it's one thing.
He had to know, right?
Surely.
He had to have done it on purpose, but that's pretty...
Yeah.
You would never... Like, that would never fly in, like, Europe.
No, exactly.
You would never get away with saying something like that in... Like, could you imagine the Rev Pro crowd?
Oh, imagine that. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. They immediately... Although a lot of them already think that Kenny Omega is a racist.
Yeah, well, who knows? So,
I'm pretty sure he's not.
No,
but,
no.
I'm a white man, and so I don't understand racism.
Yeah, exactly. We won't touch on that. So, no, we'll... And the only other little thing that's coming out from these tag matches between Chaos and Golden Elite, there have been through the nights a couple of different variations of the tag. So it's either a 4-man with like Yano getting involved, doing his cheeky cheating shit as always, and all that. But the other little...
Right, so we talked about it on the preview, how essentially all of the matches were just shuffling of one stable versus another.
Exactly.
And they would like swap guys in and out from the different matches where they're facing off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is what I call senior chaos, not as in weight division, as in the top of the chaos card versus the golden elite.
Not as in like walking with canes or anything. No.
No, that's Sunday night. No, I'm joking. No. The other little story that they're telling here is Ospreay and Coda. Very simple, very quick, little back and forth on the promos. Ospreay is saying that Coda was one of the guys that he looked up to when he first got into the business. Coda was a junior, went into the heavies. So this is kind of talking about Ospreay again, talking about going into the heavyweights. He wants to concentrate on the junior title tournament.
Right, so a little bit of teasing Ospreay going up.
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting to see Kota Ibushi go back down.
Yeah. Because
Have we ever seen that? Has that ever happened? Has anyone has made the transition back from heavyweight to junior? If he cuts some weight...
Not 100% sure. Yeah, it's all about weight. So I don't know if I've seen... Well, yeah, Liga has. Liga's gone back and forth between the juniors.
He's gone up and then gone back down?
I'm pretty sure he's been I don't think he ever became a world champion, but he's been in G1s and he's been in Super Juniors. So...
so he's gone up and down.
Yeah, so... I think you should...
I would love to see Kota Ibushi do the same thing. Imagine the story they could tell if Ibushi was to... Like, if you want to put the hold on Kenny versus Kota, right? If you want to build that for longer, you have Kota drop down to settle some issues with Ospreay. You have him win that junior heavy. You have the Golden Lovers as the junior heavy and the heavyweight champion for 6 months or whatever.
Right.
And then you have someone else on the outside, doesn't really matter who, but you have someone else on the outside poke fun and be like, you only went down to junior because you can't beat your boyfriend.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Right? And then set them on that path for proving himself. I think that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, I actually like that idea. It's pretty gold, actually.
I see what you did there. It's golden.
Yeah.
You love the idea and it's golden?
Yeah, exactly. You catch my puns too well, mate. All right, so yeah, over the course of those sort of 3 nights, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, that's probably the most exciting in-ring stuff. There have been some okay matches, 8-air matches, especially with the Bullet Club OGs versus the Taguchi Japan stuff with Toa Nari and that. Some of that's been quite fun in-ring. There's been other good matches, but that's really the biggest standout match. But going into Sunday night, so Sunday night was a little bit more important on the road too. So New Japan returned to the city of Chiba. Now, when we did the preview, I was like, I didn't really understand the whole 50th anniversary of Blue Justice thing, and I was like, I do now. So Sunday night was New Japan's return to Chiba, which is a home state of Yuji Nagata, and it's the first time he's been back in that arena since he turned 50. He turned 50 earlier this year. So it's kind of like a homecoming celebration for his 50th birthday kind of thing.
So Blue Justice himself, Blue Justice the man, turned 50.
Exactly. He turned 50 earlier in the year, but this is the first time that he's returned to his hometown. Yeah, right. Which obviously New Japan takes seriously. But more importantly than that, which is crazy enough to say, actually 2 things that's more important than that. First off, Greggles, we had another Yoda Yuya 10-minute draw.
Yes.
We had another one.
Yes.
It continues.
Another one. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. These two just cannot beat each other.
Yeah.
I imagine in the closing minutes were frantic at this point.
Yes.
Because that's the thing is, as the matches go on, as they have more and more of these time limit draws, they get more and more frantic. And I'm wondering when they're going to increase the time limit for them. I know that they're just juniors, but it's what the people want to see, New Japan. Right. The people want to see Yoda and Yuya just drag it out to 15 minutes. 15 minutes and see if that lets one of them get the edge,
Exactly.
We got to know!
Yeah. Exactly. But more importantly, on top of Yuya Yota, I know that's hard to match, and more important than Yuji's 50th birthday celebration, it was the comeback match for Satoshi Kojima. It is so good to see him back. When I saw this card and I didn't understand David Finlay's position in the card, I was like, So they just look out of place.
Well, he's there to eat a pin.
Yeah.
That's what he's there for.
Yeah, we'll call him David Bushy Finley.
He's a pin eater.
Yeah. But no, look, it was good to see Kojima back in the ring. It was even good to see Tenzin back and Nakanishi. They're still, this third generation club, which it's not an official stable or anything, but they kind of call themselves a third generation club. Kojima still looks like he can go. Like, I don't know if New Japan are wanting to give him a full-time run because of, I guess, I don't know, if health, if he wants to slow down or whatever, but he looks like he can still go. And I'd be more than happy to see, I'm not talking IWGP heavyweight, but I could see Kojima taking the Never title for a bit or something, or, I don't know, like, man, him and Tenzin and Nagato just got so much history with the history of this company, like going back to the 90s. It's just, I would love to see Kojima just have one more title run. Never title is probably the best that they probably would give him. But yeah, or even a 6-man Never title run between Tenzin, Kojima, and Nagata or something. That would be fun to see. So hopefully, but he's back in the swing of it. And they even said in their post-match conference, they were talking about being about returning and we're here but we're back to stay and all this sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with it. Like Honma got really frustrated. He was in the interview that he's never been able to beat Kojima in their whole history. He's never been able to pin Kojima ever. So sounds like Great Bash Hill.
That sounds like a Wrestle Kingdom match.
Yeah, Tenkozy versus Great Bash Hill one more time at Wrestle Kingdom or something like that, which would be fun.
Yeah, Kings of Pro Wrestling or Wrestle Kingdom. I think either one of those would be really good for that.
Exactly. Now, so that's pretty much the roundup of the 4 nights. But there's two sets of promos. Again, go to YouTube, watch them all in succession, and you'll understand it. First, it's a minor one. I don't know where they're going with it, but I do like it. Nato being the cocky dickhead that he can be. I know the crowd love Nato, and I love Nato. The crowd will love him, but he's still a bit of a heel.
Yes. Yeah.
He's still a heel.
Well, we talk about this a lot, how in New Japan they kind of go back and forth depending on who they're facing. There's almost levels of heeldom.
Yeah.
Where you'll be a heel, like Naito will be a heel against, say, I mean, obviously if he was to go against, Juice or someone like that, Naito's definitely going to play the heel. But then if he was against one of the Bullet Club guys, the Bullet Club OG guys, then he's playing the face. And it's very malleable. There's like a hierarchy of heels almost.
Right, exactly. And it's like a different type of heel. So, like Chaos is obviously in the middle of their sort of Jay White wanting to turn it heel, go back to the way that they used to be. Chaos are kind of a face stable now. Well, actually, they're officially a face stable according to Wikipedia. They call them a face stable now.
Yeah,
but they're not meant to be.
Look, I'm still looking for my boy Gedo to turn on Okada and anoint Jay White as the new leader.
That's what Gedo does. That's what Gedo does. He's been doing it since 2005, 2006.
I think it would be amazing
with stables like Rise and all that, like famous stables back from then. Like Gedo has been involved with every single one of these big heel turn stables. So yeah, he will be involved.
He's a snake. He's a snake,
absolutely. And
he likes to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and what a best way to be? What a good way to being a booker is being out there with the main scene the whole time. So this is playing into, which is funny because Neto's coming across as a heel against Suzuki Gun. So, which is, Suzuki Gun, we're talking about the ladder of heelness. Yeah, behind BCOG, Suzuki Gun is probably the second biggest heel team.
Right, yeah.
Probably they were number one for a while, but Tama's just blown that out of the water. But anyway, so Data's going on this bit of a heel thing about the Never title, which, look, this is with, the wording is between him and Taichi, which is funny because Taichi hasn't even got the title yet. It's still on Goto's waist, but I'm guessing he thinks he's going to get it. But he's taken offense to what Nato's saying about their match placement.
Right. I just want to say this too. I'm in two minds when wrestlers do that. When they talk as if they've already won the title.
Yeah.
Or they talk as if... I'm in two minds. I'm like, are they telegraphing a future here? Like, because they need to set up stuff for the future, and I understand that. But then at the same time, it kind of shits all over the person who is currently holding the strap.
Yeah. No, I understand that because it is an interesting one because yeah, like I mean, I haven't really heard much from Goto about it. So unless there's been in different promos or something, but from what I've seen, Goto's not saying much about it. So it's more Taichi taking the offense. It's also including this is going on for Monday night, which we'll touch on in the previews. Taichi has Goto the Never Hope Openweight title in the second main event, and the main event is Naito versus Suzuki in the special singles match. And Taichi sort of getting in Nato's head as well at the same time, saying you're just scared that you're going to fail against our boss. So it's kind of like I think Taichi is getting involved pre-winning the title for Minoru at the same time. So it's an interesting little rivalry. So, like, I don't know how many people know the history of the Never title, but the Never title is introduced as a way to balance between the juniors and the seniors. Sorry, the juniors and the heavyweights. So it's a way to balance that. And Nato's the one that, back then, part of his character, when I'm not too sure if he was part of No Limit with Yujiro at the time or whatever, he wanted that to be brought in. So they did bring it in, but then he was on excursion when they actually brought in the tournament. And Taichi is saying things like, you're only salty about the importance of the Never title because you weren't around for it when you were the one that called for it. So he's sort of playing mind games with Naito going into the match against Suzuki in a way. So it's kind of a combination of both his match and the importance on the Never title and also trying to get in his head to fail against Minoru Suzuki, which, could work. Could, there's no title. I mean, no title involved. So
I don't think Taichi's getting. I don't think Taichi is getting into Naito's head.
No, but I think that's what he's trying to do. I think that's what he's
right. Do I think Suzuki could beat Naito? Absolutely, but do I think that it's going to be because of Taichi? No, I really don't. I mean, no offense to Taichi, but I think Naito's going to be a little bit tranquillo when it comes to these comments.
However,
I assume
we'll talk about it more.
Did he respond?
That's it. I haven't seen Nato's full responses yet, but yeah, it's an interesting little rivalry. There's a show on tonight, so hopefully the press conference for tonight,
so as we're recording this, a little behind the curtain, obviously, people know that we're not recording it live. So yeah, as we're recording this, it's Tuesday night. Yes, there's a show happening at the moment. As we speak, there is a show going on.
So hopefully with the Tuesday night show, Naito can give some more response to that. But, so that's just a little minor thing, but the best set of promos that the world has obviously heard about, Cody responded on it today. Bullet Club OGs are open for recruitment.
Yes, this is the one that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So they've gone ahead and they've said it's recruiting season for the Bullet Club. Cody's response was pretty funny. He's like, "No, we're fine. We've got enough people. We're good. We've got the best." And he's because obviously they're still calling themselves Bullet Club as well. So it's like, oh, Bullet Club are recruiting. Which Bullet Club? But obviously we're talking BCOGs. We're talking Firing Squad. The Firing Squad are recruiting. Hopefully they recruit some good people so that my shirt stays relevant. I don't want them to recruit someone like, I don't know, off the top of my head, Fala Bar from Impact Wrestling. They bring him over. Although on the Impact cast, Jay and I have speculated that Petey Williams could join the Bullet Club because he has tagged with Taiji Ishimori on a few occasions on Impact. And Taiji Ishimori's post-show promo where they talked about this, he mentioned that he's found a partner because at the moment he's the only junior in the BCOG. So could it be Petey Williams? Throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a very interesting selection. I know I have my idea.
Yes. Is your idea the idea that everyone has where they're like, Park is going to the BCOG. Oh my God, Park's in the Firing Squad.
Yeah, it is because Park has history with Noah. Him and Taiji would have faced and they would have had history together. He's a junior. He's off contract.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder.
He's a BCOG character. Like he's already that heelish dick. He's a foreigner. He's a Gasian, which means dickhead foreigner, basically. It's like an insult. So he's a Gasian. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm sure Neville would have no qualms about being in Japan again.
Yeah, you think it's a natural
It's
fit?
a natural fit. It has to be. Like, if they want to bring relevance back to the original Bullet Club, as good as Tama is, and as good as Tama's promos have been, Neville is the right guy to do it. Neville being on Wrestle Kingdom card for a junior title shot or something like that, or junior tag, like that's perfect for New Japan. Like, you're gonna have Jericho on Wrestle Kingdom. You're gonna have potentially Kenny's last Kingdom match. You're gonna have a host of big names. Potentially the NWA World Title will be on there. Adding Park / Neville to that card is something I think that they need, and
It's a bit of a no-brainer.
No-brainer. The only other stable that he would fit, if he was to be aligned in a stable, would be Suzuki Gun, but they already have a dickhead Brit, so...
This is true. No, I think it is a bit of a natural fit. It's just so obvious,
Yeah.
but obvious works sometimes. Obvious works, and he definitely is a great fit for them. And I imagine they would capture those junior heavy titles pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh,
as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. They'd win if he and Taiji are in the Super J tag tournament. They win that. They win the gold easy. Like,
just Taiji Ishimori and Adrian Neville. Holy crap! The bodies on those two dudes.
yeah, it's what do you call Buddy and
seriously?
what do you call Buddy and Nice again?
The 16 reasons why.
Yeah, they're the 32 reasons why.
they have muscles on considering they're smaller guys, right? Like smaller in terms of like they're juniors, obviously, but they just have muscles on places where most people don't have places.
Ishimori does not have a drop of body fat. Like there is nothing. It is just
it's insane. I imagine that this team, if they weren't heels, even as heels potentially, I think they're probably the only team that could outsell Sho and Yo on the calendar game, on the calendar circuit that they do over there.
Can you imagine Sho and Yo versus Ishimori and Park?
Oh, that's why I said it, buddy. They should have a match over who sold more calendars.
At Wrestle Kingdom. Can you imagine that tag match?
I don't think the New Japan ring. I don't think New Japan ring can contain that much sexy. I mean, what are you going to do? Like, people's heads are going to explode, and then you're going to have Tanahashi come out for the main event and open his jacket? No, everyone's head's already exploded from having, Ishimori and Park versus Sho and Yo. I don't think it's going to work.
I think Kota Ibushi can come out and join him, and
yeah. I think that's where Tanahashi pulls rank, and he's like, "No, this team's too sexy. We can't, we can't have it. It's gimmick infringement."
That's it. No, I don't know. It's an exciting time. I love. One of my favorite things about wrestling ever in the history of wrestling is stable warfare and the idea of who's coming into the stable and who are you bringing in and who's coming in and out. Like,
have you seen the most recent post though from the BCOG?
I haven't. So I've seen Cody's response.
They posted out so they responded again, not to Cody, but they responded just in general to the public, and they were like, "Look, you guys are all tweeting us males, right? It doesn't matter the gender. It doesn't matter the race. It doesn't matter the religion.
Yeah.
BCOG is for everyone, right? Which is a little bit of a face thing for them to say, but they're like, as long as you're the best at what you do, we want you in the Bullet Club. So they're actively saying that they're going to recruit females.
Which is interesting because...
Could we, my head starts spinning. I'm like, could we see, I mean, obviously the foreigners, right? Like, because that's what Bullet Club is mostly.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, BCOGs do have Taiji Ishimori involved, and Bullet Club Elite, I suppose, have Yujiro. It's a little odd. I don't know what's going on there. But could you imagine, I tweeted out two suggestions. Impressive Indy Hartwell joining the Bullet Club. That would be impressive.
Yeah.
The hardcore bitch, Vixen.
Interesting.
She's the best at what she does. She destroys everyone that gets put in front of her. So I tweeted those two suggestions out. I wish I could say Shazza McKenzie, but she's too sweet. I can't imagine her joining the Bullet Club. I mean, she's an effective heel when she needs to be, but I can't imagine her joining the Bullet Club. But then my head starts spinning, and I'm like, could we see Bullet Club Stardom World?
Ooh.
Right? And have basically basically have them patch over Oedo Tai. Now, there's been some movement in Oedo Tai. Hana Kimura recently turned on Kagetsu. Could we see Kagetsu and the remaining Oedo Tai girls, could we see them patch over and become Bullet Club Stardom World? You know, the potential for Bullet Club in Stardom is amazing. You get like Ginny or someone like that to join in as well as part of the Bullet Club female faction in Stardom. I think if they do this, man, the BCOGs could actually be the best Bullet Club.
Yeah. Well, I've said it from so long that the most perfect company for New Japan to get involved with, they need to get involved with Stardom, because
like Wrestle Kingdom weekend, you should have a twin show, right? Like Stardom should run the same building the night before.
Like they've done it in the past with All Japan. They've had TN.
Yeah, All
they
Japan
had TNA involved in a Wrestle Kingdom 10 years ago now, but they had a TNA involved in a Wrestle Kingdom. Like the Dudley Boys and Hardy Boys and that were on Jeff Hardy and that were on Wrestle Kingdom representing TNA. Do it with
right. Well, their first one where they went English, the first English Wrestle Kingdom was heavily promoted with the Global Force Wrestling.
Exactly. Yeah, with Jeff.
They work with people. The New Japan are very open to working with people. They work with Ring of Honor all the time. They work with they could bring over some of the Women of Honor into. Oh, thinking of the Women of Honor, Tennille Dashwood could join the Bullet Club OGs.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know how well she would fit, but I would love to see it still.
There you go. But like for me, for New Japan, I know one thing that they're getting a little bit of heat of, and no one understands unless you're a New Japan fan. Like, we say it all the time. But a lot of people give them gripe. They're like, "Oh, they're sexist. They have no women's division." It's like, well, because Japan actually care about their women promotions as well. Stardom is probably the second biggest.
Japanese wrestling has been segregated for a long time, and there's nothing wrong with having segregated wrestling. I mean, look, you're talking to someone here who is I'm a huge fan of intergender wrestling, you know. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of segregated wrestling. Stardom is one of my favorite promotions to watch. I have DDT Universe. I have that network solely for the purpose of watching Tokyo Joshi Pro. DDT is fun. I enjoy DDT from time to time, but it gets very hard to follow. They run a lot of shows and they have so much wacky stuff going on that you need a translation, you know? Yeah. But Tokyo Joshi Pro, they run a few less shows and their wackiness is a little easier to contain. But Tokyo Joshi Pro is the sole reason I watch DDT. The segregation of women's wrestling and men's wrestling, Joshi and Puroresu in Japan it's as old as the sport, and it's fantastic. It's really well done. It's essentially in the history of Japanese pro wrestling, the women were like, we're not getting treated well enough. We're not being treated like the stars we are. We're going to run our own thing.
Right.
And then the Japanese audience were like, yes. And they get behind it. And the Crush Girls become this massive pop culture phenomenon. You know, maybe we're going to have to get someone on to talk about the history of Joshi and Puroresu, because it's an amazing thing. It's not something that we should look at and go, why don't you have a women's division?
Right.
It's a bit of a joke at the moment. But yeah.
If New Japan wanted to get into become New Japan, I'm not saying that they have to add a wrestling division, women's wrestling division, but why not align yourself with Stardom?
Yeah, and bring Stardom onto NJPW World. So Stardom World and NJPW World combine. That saves me $10 a month.
Right. Like, Stardom girls are already appearing in, Women of Honor, right? Has some Stardom girls been involved with Women of Honor?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Yeah, so it's the Oedo Tai girls that I talk about a lot, they're involved in Women of Honor, and many others. Yeah, a lot of the Stardom and Women of Honor, it's crossed over a lot.
And there are others.
They're also involved. Stardom are also involved with Rise a lot as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
which is another reason I love Stardom.
Yeah, and then the other two major relationships, which are Rev Pro and CMLL, both have women's divisions, so you can cross women's paths, not within New Japan, but with Stardom, you can use all four King of Sports universe at the same time as well. Yeah, and like you said, instead of having just Wrestle Kingdom, maybe on the 3rd of April or 3rd of January, have a major Stardom show and show off the best of Japanese women, the Joshis, and bring all the big name free agent US and global talent. Like, bring it to Neil Dashwood over. Bring Chelsea Green. Bring in Tessa Blanchard.
Right, yeah.
So, I don't know. In my opinion, it'd be a perfect relationship. But, hey, we're getting way off track.
Yeah, no, so that was just, Bullet Club are recruiting women, essentially. And I would love to see the Oedo Tigers, specifically Pacho. They would fit well. They would actually fit with LIJ as well, but, whatever. Let's leave
one
it
quick little thing before we leave the Bullet Club talk, because I'm sure it's going to take a couple of weeks for it to actually manifest. So we'll touch on it more and more over the coming weeks, because Taiji is obviously talking about New Japan Junior Tag Cup, which is not until October. So that's still a few weeks away. So we can touch on it more. But a quick little shout out to Cody Rhodes. Sorry. Shout out to Cody for quoting about Juicy today. Winning.
Oh, right.
I love that.
Yeah, in his response, he said, I'm sure people are chomping at the bit to join, the Bullet Club with you and Mr. Juicy. I'm like, you're throwing shade there, man. Mr. Juicy is one of the most dominant Melbourne City wrestling champions of all time, Cody. And when you are in Australia in November, I mean, I'm not even going to wait for Juicy to do this. I'm going to lay down the challenge. Put your money where your mouth is, buddy. MCW title versus NWA title. I'm not saying put them on the line. I'm just saying have the champions face-to-face in the ring. World Series Wrestling, book it. Melbourne City Wrestling, book it. I don't care who. I want to see Mr. Juicy, Gino Gambino. I want to see him get retribution for the shade that was thrown at the hands of one Cody Archibald Rhodes. I don't know his middle name. I'm just going to call it Archibald because I hate it.
Absolutely.
I love Cody, man. Like, Cody is, since his babyface turn, I'm like, I love it. I'm into it. I love babyface Cody. But throwing shade at Juicy, that's not something I can tolerate.
However, I would like to see another quick little thing before we move on. I would like to see a Bullet Club, BCOG or Bullet Club Australia. I think Mr. Juicy could run that from here. I would like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So could Robbie Eagles be Taiji Ishimori's tag partner?
Ooh. Hallelujah. Thinking of that.
Right? I mean, he's got a bullet in the chamber. He's coming for Ospreay. Ospreay's in Chaos, Bullet Club Chaos. They've got their things going on.
He's a sniper.
He is. He's the sniper of the... imagine that. Oh, man. Robbie Eagles joining the Bullet Club to come after Will Ospreay in the junior division. That would be amazing. Amazing. There's so many possibilities here. I'm excited. I hope we find out at the Destruction shows, though, because I don't want to be speculating for months and just going crazy, But I could actually see them dragging it out and being like, no, we'll find out who his partner is on the first night, in October.
Got my blood pumping even just the thought of it all. The thought of Robbie being there. Oh my God. All right.
Yeah. Imagine the shirts. Imagine the shirts that he would sell as the Sniper of the Skies with the Bullet Club. Ooh. Oh, I hope that's the case. I hope that's what's happening. We're getting carried away. Let's bring it back.
So look, that quickly, it was supposed to be a lot quicker than that, but that's the quick roundup over the last 7 days, I guess, in New Japan. That's where we're at. But
right, and then when we talk New Japan adjacent, because you talked about briefly, you touched on the King of Sports universe, right? Like, we joke about that internally. You and I joke about that as well. Like, you got Ring of Honor, you got CMLL, you got Rev Pro. Over in Rev Pro, they had the Super J Cup.
Right,
the British J Cup.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, you can call it the Super J Cup because the Super J Cup has been missing from the New Japan calendar for the last couple of years. Last 2 years, I think it is. I think the last one was 2015. However, Rev Pro have had the British J Cup for a couple of years. So I don't know if New Japan has just slyly given it to them to kind of run because it's pretty heavily involved with Japanese talents anyway. So I'm guessing Rev Pro's just taken it off their hands and renamed it the British J Cup, which it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same setup, a quick little tournament. It's what we're going to get with the New Japan Junior Tag Cup that we're talking about with Taiji and that. So, yeah, I'm guessing that Rev Pro's just taken the mantle of it. But yeah, it was held up over the last 2 days, on the 8th and the 9th of September.
Yeah, and when we say it's very heavily New Japan focused, I mean you had guys like Rocky Romero was there, Sho was there, Grado Khan, who is on excursion over there, Jushin Thunder Liger, of course, was involved. Like there's Kushida as well, like everyone, like like it was a who's who of New Japan juniors were over there for this cup, and as well. I mean, let's talk just quickly. First round, he got defeated, but one of our boys, Kyle Fletcher, who is coming back home, by the way, for a quick little tour in October. Kyle Fletcher had a match against Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, Kyle Fletcher probably is younger than the entire career of Jushin Thunder Liger, but
yeah. Well, Jushin Thunder Liger actually tweeted about the match after the match. Tweeted a photo with them and said, this guy's only been wrestling for 5 years. Like, and it's hard with the translate on Twitter, but essentially he was pumping him up and saying he's great, and he was like, maybe he should come to Japan. Yeah. Maybe I think he's a heavyweight though. That's what he said in his tweet. I think he looks like a heavyweight.
Excuse me, pause. Well, not pause on the podcast. Don't have to edit that out. But did you say Kyle Fletcher's coming to Australia for a quick little thing in October?
Yeah, well, he's announced for Wrestle Rampage on October 13th.
So he's going to be announced for October 20th, PWA Coliseum for sure. Oh my god.
Well, one should hope that he will be one of the competitors in Coliseum. But October 13th, Wrestle Rampage here in Adelaide. Both he and Charlie Evans return to Australia, and they are no matches announced yet, but we know that they are coming back.
Oh, that makes me so psyched. That makes me so psyched for the PWA 20th of October show. Anyway. Yeah.
But these are conversations to have on the Aussie Graps episode.
Exactly.
So we'll bring it back though. But there was a tease there. Jushin Thunder Liger on the tweet. He did tease, this guy should come to Japan, but I think we should bring him over as a heavyweight, which is actually a throwback to Hiroshi Tanahashi. When Tanahashi went over, he was very impressed by Kyle Fletcher, and he said, you need to put on weight though. You need to pack on weight. You need to become a heavyweight. And Kyle Fletcher has been packing on weight since then. He's still got a ways to go. But I mean, Tanahashi has praised this kid and said he should become a heavyweight and come to Japan. And now we have Jushin Thunder Liger echoing those sentiments. What a huge thing that is for Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah. Jushin and Hiroshi Tanahashi are two of the biggest legends in Japan ever. Like they're in the spoiler alert, I am in the midst of releasing a top 50 Japanese talents of all time list. It's coming.
And they're both on there, I would assume.
Yeah. They're both in the top 20. These are two guys that are in elite level in Japan, and they're giving Kyle that comments. That's just amazing for Kyle.
Look, at the end of the day, I think as soon as he gets to heavyweight weight, I think he's going to get the call.
Oh, absolutely, and because of
like if these two are both saying it, then I imagine he's on Geto's radar. I mean, Geto goes over for the shows with Rev Pro and stuff often as well, so he's got to be on the radar, which it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, and not to mention Mark Davis. I know they're quoting Kyle Fletcher, but both of them wouldn't be out of place in New Japan.
Oh no, I would love to see Aussie Open in the tag league's coming up, right? So let's get Aussie Open in the tag league.
Oh my god, yes, that's definitely going to be a thing. Anyway, but yeah, so based on this tournament, look, I haven't seen any matches. Do you want a quick little result roundup of who won or what?
Yeah, so El Phantasmo took home the cup.
Right. Exactly. So
I have not watched yet either. I imagine that they will be on Rev Pro on demand shortly, but these things take time, but it's one to keep an eye out for. I'll probably touch on it more on this month in UK when I sit down to talk to Akil, the heel. We will definitely be touching on the British J Cup. Yeah. So, and I'm sure he will have some kind of controversial opinion about it. I don't know what it'll be, but Akil the heel is never short of controversial opinions with British wrestling.
Absolutely not. Now, another quick little note about Kyle and Mark before we move on away from Rev Pro. They actually picked up a win on night 2, just in nothing to do with the tournament. They picked up a win against Bandito and Flamita, who are the AAA Cruiserweight Tag Champions or Tag Champions. I can't remember which one.
Right. And Bandito is someone who is impressing across the board for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, a week ago he headlined All In. So
yes. Yeah.
So another big win for Kyle and Mark there. So that's awesome. But yeah, good on El Phantasmo for the the win. The final was done a little bit differently. I can't remember in the past that they've done it this way as a final four. I guess because they're in the UK, they can test the little triple threats and fatal four-ways a little bit more because they just don't do that in Japan.
Yeah, so it runs similar to Battle of Los Angeles, where you have the tournament matches that set up a triple threat final. This one set up a fatal four-way final, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so the final four, in a way, I don't know where you can put Rich Swann in this conversation, but there was kind of representative from Ring of Honor, New Japan, and Rev Pro in the final four, I guess. I don't know, Rich Swann is, I guess, maybe a free agent kind of thing, but El Phantasmo is a Rev Pro boy. Kushida's a New Japan guy. Rocky Romero's New Japan and Ring of Honor. So you could kind of put him as a Ring of Honor guy there. But
Rich Swann is an Impact guy. He's fine. He's under contract with Impact. But, I mean, this is what we talk about, the wrestling world getting smaller. You know, the wrestling world getting smaller, people starting to work together. It's brilliant. It's fantastic for everyone. It should happen all the way down to the local level. There should be no restrictions. Guys should work everywhere they want. The best guys get the most experience. They rise to the top. It's a fantastic system. Talk about global, though. El Phantasmo is a Canadian winning essentially a Japanese cup in
Britain with a Mexican type name. It's fantastic.
It's completely global. El Phantasmo is fantastic, though. If you haven't seen any of his work, definitely check it out. I've seen a couple of his matches in Fight Club Pro.
Yeah.
And of course on Rev Pro as well. So definitely one to check out. And when this becomes available on demand, we'll probably have to sit down and do a review about it. Because, I mean, it falls under, like we said, King of Sports Universe. Let's talk about it. We've been talking for a while about expanding this. Now, I talk about Ring of Honor in my All the Rest podcast, and I always bemoan the fact that I don't have someone else to talk Ring of Honor with. So let's do it. Let's talk Ring of Honor. Let's talk CMLL. Let's talk New Japan. Let's talk Rev Pro. Let's do it all under this banner on Wednesdays as the King of Sportscast.
Yeah, the Kings of Sports Universe cast.
Yeah, I don't think the name will change, but I think we're gonna grow, we're gonna expand, and we're gonna cover the entire King of Sports universe. So the episodes may become a little bit longer. We'll probably expand to an hour and a half or so, and yeah, we're going to talk a lot more wrestling in that time.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, CMLL and Rev Pro don't have a lot of major stuff all the time anyway, so it's more of just a little bit of a roundup of what's going on over there.
Although Rev Pro have their TV shows coming up, so Rev Pro TV
there you go, exactly.
Very shortly, so it will be, it'll be a full-on job for you, man.
Yeah. And then
you don't watch WWE anymore anyway, do you?
WWE YouTube is all I watch.
Oh, I don't think you'll even have time for that once Rev Pro TV starts up.
I talk about CMLL's 3 nights a week, and I can't even do that. I'm doing 1 night a week with CMLL.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as you're watching the highlights, you know.
Yeah, I'll watch the main show on Saturdays. Friday nights, they're super shows. So
Lucha Libre is a hard nut to crack, man. It's a hard universe to crack.
Oh, you're kidding? You're telling me CMLL has a roster of about 3,000 human beings, all with the same name.
I'm hoping with their involvement with New Japan. We've talked about it a lot. We're like, we just want New Japan to buy all these other companies and put it on the NJPW world because it saves us money too. So I want English commentary though on CMLL. I think that would help me a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I really would love New Japan to get Kevin Kelly just to record a few little things here and there, especially big things like the anniversary or whatever, which we'll touch on in a minute.
Even bring in don't bring in Vampiro.
Oh God, no!
But bring in Matt Striker.
Nah. Give me Kevin Kelly.
Matt Striker's not bad when he's with someone good.
I know.
And Matt Striker actually knows that universe a little better as it stands than Kevin Kelly. So instead of putting so much more on Kevin Kelly's plate, if you put Matt Striker in there with Kevin Kelly, you know, I think that could work. But anyway, look, we're getting really far away. Let's get back to it. Let's have a look at Destruction. Destruction is coming up.
Yeah.
We don't really need to. There's nothing major on the remaining road twos. The big things we want to talk about is Destruction in Hiroshima. It's going to explode. I felt really bad saying that. And Destruction in Beppu. So let's talk about those two.
Yeah. So just a quick little roundup. So we'll get into it. So there is a Road 2 show Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm not going to run through the cards. Similar to last week, it's just all mixed match of the same talent. So if you need to catch those Road 2 shows, they're all on New Japan World. Live in Japanese, on delay in English, a couple of days in delay. So if you want to catch up on Road 2s, they're the 3 nights. There's also a Road 2 on Sunday night in between the 2 major Destruction shows. Why they did that, I don't know. They should just give them a night rest. Anyway, well, let's talk about the 2 main shows. So let's look into Destruction in Hiroshima, which is this Saturday, September the 15th, from 6 o'clock local Japanese time. Do your Google time zone search there. All right, so me and Greg, we're going to go through the cards like we did with the G1 and major events, and we'll take our picks and we'll break it down. So let's get into the first match. We're going to have a 6-man tag between Kushida, Tiger Mask, and Thunder Liger, who we were just talking about with the Praise and Kyle Fletcher, versus Sho, Yo, and Rocky Romero, all Roppongi 3K, wrestling again. I love it. Even though I'd like to see Rocky on commentary, but
I think Rocky could do the opening match and then show up on commentary. Why not?
Yeah, why
Because
not?
the Destruction shows do have live English commentary, don't they?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they should.
Yeah, so we'll get Chase Owens out there for the first half, and then Rocky Romero, after he's had his match, he's had his cool down, he's had his shower, he comes out and tags out with Chase Owens, who goes out to the back because he has a match later on, and he can go out and get ready for his match, and Rocky can take over. Because I really like Chase on commentary too.
Yeah, so do I. Unless they bring in someone like a Saban. But anyway, where do you think this plays out? I'm going to side with Roppongi 3K on this. I think Sho and Yo have got they need a little bit of momentum going into the Super Junior Tag Cup and all that. So I think Roppongi 3K start winning a bit.
There you go. See, I was going to pick Kushida, Tiger Mask, and Liger because I think you get one up for the legends there. Because Tiger Mask and Liger,
Yeah, true.
they can conceivably they can win at any time, and it wouldn't hurt them to take a loss here. But I just feel like Sho and Yo aren't going to feel the loss too much either because they haven't been around as much lately. And so having them come back with a win would be good. But I'm feeling, I don't know why, it's just a gut feeling. I know I don't accept that when Vampiro says it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's a gut feeling. Tiger Mask to pick up the pin over Rocky Romero.
Interesting. I'm going to go with either Sho or Yo to pick up the win on Tiger Mask. Okay. Second match, we have teacher versus student in Bad Luck Fale against Toa Hanare. Bad Luck Fale destroys him, potentially loses in DQ type situation, but probably not. He'll probably destroy Toa Hanare.
Buddy, it's recruiting season. I see Bad Luck Fale picking up the win and then dropping the shirt on Toa to leave the decision in his hands.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very, very interesting thought. All right, let's get into the third match, and it's the return of my boys. Killer Elite Squad.
Davey Boy Smith and Lance Archer. Yes. They're back.
And anybody who's their opponent is going to freaking die. So, Yoda, Yoshida, and Michael Elgin, sorry, but you're getting fucking destroyed. The return of KS.
Lance Archer was still the highlight of the NJPW Down Under tour, which, by the way, guys, bring it back. Bring it back. Come on. I'm itching for another one of these tours. That Fallout Down Under tour that you guys did was amazing, and I want another one. But Lance Archer just coming out and spitting on everyone was it's always fantastic because I wasn't in the front rows. I was back a bit. And I was there with a mate, and he was just like, "What's he doing?" I'm like, "He's spitting on people." He's like, "That's ridiculous." I'm like, "Yeah, this is wrestling."
And Davey's not so tied up with his involvement in your favorite promotion, World of Sport.
It'll be good to see him on a promotion where I actually can watch the wrestling, without the vomit-inducing cuts and edits. But don't start me on World of Sport, man. Don't.
Okay, but
who are they taking on? Who have they got?
They've got a Yoda, Yoshida, and Michael Elgin. They're both going to die. So Killer Elite Squad for the win.
Yeah, definitely. I think
and Yoshida will take the pin.
Killer Elite Squad get the win here.
Yoshida will take the pin. I don't know who gets a pin, but Yoshida gets a pin. Yeah. And then we go into the fourth match of Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, and Kota Ibushi versus Will Ospreay, Chucky T and Beretta, best friends, and Will versus Chase, Yujiro, and Koda.
Right, so they're chaos in this context. They're chaos, but they are,
Yeah.
of course, the best friends.
Yeah.
And I assume we will see them hug. And then hopefully we'll see Chase and Yujiro hug as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see Chase and Yujiro become like the Bullet Club elite best friends.
Yeah.
It's because it's fun. But no, I think that Chaos pick up the win here, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think because Beretta actually picked up a win on the road to like a pinfall, not on Kenny or I think he picked up the pin on Yujiro, if my memory serves me right, against a team of Kenny in that the other day. So yeah, Chucky T and Beretta might pick up the win here. I'm going to say Koda wins this. Team Koda. I'm going
Okay,
Koda
yeah.
on this.
Yeah, I could see this could go either way, really. But I'm just picking Chaos because I think we're going to see a lot of building of tag teams in the coming month.
Yeah,
So-
especially going into the Junior Tag Cup, the Tag League. Yeah, it's going to be all tags. It's going to be all tag stuff over the next couple of months. Now, the next match, we're going into a title match, which is a never openweight 6-man tag title. So, 6-man tag title match, which is the 18th champion team of Taiji Ishimori, Tangaloa, and Tama Tonga, the BCOGs, or the Firing Squad, as Gregors likes to call it, versus the challenger team of Taguchi Japan, of returning Raizuki Taguchi, Finlay, and Juicy. Juicy.
It's not Juicy, it's Juice Robinson.
Against the challenger team of Raizuki Taguchi, David Finlay, and Juice Robinson, which is exciting to see Taguchi actually back in action.
Yeah.
I love my Taguchi. And wow, a little bit of a history can happen with this. Do you know who was a major part of the original BG turn? Was Taguchi.
No.
Yeah, so 5 years ago when Finn originally turned, he was tagging with Taguchi, and the major turn was against Hiroshi, but Taguchi was also very involved as the face against the new Bullet Club.
Right, yes, I knew Hiroshi, but I didn't realize that Taguchi was there, yeah.
Yeah, so Taguchi was one of Finn's old tag partners.
Yeah.
So do we see history repeat itself and BCOG bring in someone new to take against Taguchi? Could be.
Oh, David Finlay turning here would be epic. But I already have Toa Hanare joining earlier in the show, or potentially joining, so I'm going to say no, and I'm going to say that the Bullet Club OGs retain clean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they retain clean but dirty at the same time.
Well, yeah, but clean for them.
Yeah, exactly. Then we move into the sixth match, which is a team of Chaos versus Suzuki Gun. Chaos is represented by Buka Gato, Toru Yano, and Hiroki Goto versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Takashi Iizuka, and Taichi, which should be interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna say that Suzuki Gun pick up the win so that they can give Taichi a look in for Monday night's Beppu show.
So Taichi building some momentum. I think he gets the win there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah, and then we go into the last three matches. So first we have LIJ, all four healthy members of LIJ, Bushi, Sonata, Evil, and Naito, taking on Desperado, Taka Michinoku, Zack Sabre Jr., and Minoru Suzuki. Either Naito or Minoru.
I'm going to go with LIJ on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Suzuki Gun on this, and Bushi to eat the pin.
Yeah. Well, it's a close call, but I'm going to go with LIJ because I do think Suzuki will win the match 1-on-1. So I think this is Naito's moment to get that. He won't get the win over Suzuki. Maybe he'll get the win over Zack, to get one back. But I think that Naito picks it up here.
Yeah.
And we get to hear your favorite part, Destino, for an ungodly length of time.
Yeah. Oh no, it's only 3 seconds because it's the whole pinfall. No.
But it starts before the pin, so
true.
Anyway,
no. I'm going to stick with Suzuki Gun because when we get into the Beppu one, I'll explain why. Then we got another chaos team of this time is a very interesting tag match. So, start off, talk about their opponents of Great Bash Heel and Hiroshi Tanahashi. The Great Bash Heel is Honma and Makabe, teaming with Tanahashi. They tag against Chaos. Now, this Chaos is a very interesting mix-up of the Chaos. This is Jay White, returning Jay White since the G1. This is his first match back. Yoshihashi and Okada. Jay White and Okada tagging for the first time, I'm saying, in a long time.
Yeah, so I think that's the downfall. I think that these two, maybe Jay White, abandons them on the apron and does that whole spot. But I think that Big Bash and Tanahashi pick up the win here.
Yeah, but I think there's something that happens with Jay White. I think Jay White finally officially turns on Okada, maybe with Yoshihashi or something.
I don't think it happens here. I think it's like a step off the apron, like, no, I'm not going to tag you. I think something like that, but I don't think it's the full. I think we get a moment, but not the full moment.
Yeah, true.
And then we get the main event.
Oh, this is what I predict will be a Meltzer classic, 100%. Kenny Omega defending his IWGP Heavyweight title against his first defense since the G1 against Ishii.
Yes, and
if anyone remembers it,
Kenny Omega will retain.
Absolutely.
But it is going to be one hell of a match.
One hell of a match. Oh my lord, it's going to be mental. These two,
I think they'll top their G1 match, which is saying something. Yeah,
exactly. There's no other way to explain it. There's going to be an explosion in Hiroshima in that ring. So,
right, it feels bad every time we repeat it.
Yeah, if Kenny Omega says it, we can say it.
All right, fair enough. It's so bad. It's bad. Moving on. So moving on, we have Night 2 of Destruction in Beppu. We get Yoda and Yuya in a 6-man tag. They're on opposite sides, of course. For now. So we have Yota teaming with Satoshi Kojima and Tenzan versus Yuya Uemura, Manabu Nakanishi, and Yuji Nagata. Who you got for this one?
I'm going to go with Kojima and Tenzan. So Tenkozy pick up the win here. Team Tenkozy. I think Kojima pins Yuya. Either Yuya or Yota's obviously eating the pin. That's why they're there. But yeah, I think Kojima wins. I think they bring Kojima back and give him another win. Or maybe Tenzin gets a win this time or something, but I don't see them.
I have it the same. I have Kojima defeating Yuya and Yoda taking notes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Moving on, we have Narita and Finley against Shota Umino and Toa Hanare.
This is going to be interesting because Finley and Hanare are usually the pin eaters.
Yes.
And Narita and Shota will be a pin eater on this night. So I'm going to say Toa Hanare gets a little bit of a leg up in this one. I'd like to see it. I'm going to stick with Hanare on this one, pinning Narita.
I'm going to say no contest as Toa Hanare joins the Bullet Club and they just destroy everyone.
Interesting. I like that.
This is just in my mind. It's probably never going to happen, but that's what I've got. Ayato Yoshida versus Takashi Iizuka.
Iizuka destroys him.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
He will club him with one hand.
What an upset that would be, though, if Ayato got the win there. But no, I think Iizuka wins.
Do you know what?
One.
I'm going to change my opinion. I'm going to say Yoshida gets the upset. Because if there's a smart little legend that you could give him a win against, it's Iizuka. Because he's not exactly all there, kayfabe-wise. He's not exactly all there. The one.
Right. Do you think they see big things for Yoshida?
I think so. They don't mess around with Taka's voice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, we have Taguchi Japan versus Chaos. So it's Taguchi himself, Kushida, Tiger Mask, Jushin Thunder Liger, taking on Sho-Yo, Rocky, and Will Ospreay.
Rocky and Will together. This is going to be good. I feel Chaos wins this. I feel Will pins. I don't want to say Tiger Mask eats 2 pins in a row, but I think he's going to have to.
I'm feeling Chaos in this one as well.
Yeah.
Then we have Chucky T and Beretta, the best friends, taking on Killer Elite Squad. I almost don't. Yeah, I don't want to pick a winner in this match. The winner is us.
The winner is us. The winner is Killer Elite Squad.
All right.
Yeah, Killer Elite Squad. But this is a perfect foreigner versus foreigner tag match with this. Oh my god. Yeah, this is going to be such a good match.
Yeah, this is the highlight of the undercard for me on this on this night. It's going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
If I have to pick a winner, just to go opposite you, I actually was going to say Killer Elite Squad, but just for some tension, I'm going to pick the Best Friends.
Fair enough.
The power of friendship is stronger than aggression. You know.
Yeah, I don't go against my mate Davey Boy Smith.
Speaking of the power of friendship, though, we have Bushi, Sonata, and Evil, LIJ, who are kind of Japan's best friends, LIJ. They're such a ragtag misfit crew. Running up against El Desperado, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Zack Sabre Jr. So we've got Suzuki-gun versus LIJ. Who you got?
I'm going to go with LIJ on this one. Only because I think this is the first match in a while where Despo and Nobu are together. And I think they're going to need to start building themselves back up as... I mean, they're the champions, but they need to start showcasing them as a little bit more of a serious tag champ as well. So I'm going to go with either Nobu or Desperado picking up the win on Pineda Bushi.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I have Suzuki-gun to win this one. Then we have another Chaos vs. Taguchi Japan match. This one is Juice, Honma, Maccabi, so Great Bash Heel, Tanahashi, and Juice Robinson, taking on Jay White, Yoshihashi, Toriano, and Kazuchika Okada. Yeah.
No, I'm going to go with Tanahashi picking up this win. I think Yano's in that there to eat the pin. So Yano.
Right. So I have it going similarly to the night before. I still have Tanahashi and Great Bash picking up the win. Sorry, and Juice. I still have Tanahashi, Great Bash, and Juice picking up the win here. I still have Jay White and Okada having a moment. This time around, Okada does the same thing to Jay White that Jay White did the night before.
Yeah, very possible.
Right?
Yeah.
A turnabout is fair play kind of thing. Meanwhile, Yoshihashi is just like, why do we keep losing? You know? So I think that's what's going to happen there. I think we'll get a bit of turnabout, and then we move on to Hiroki Goto versus Taichi for the Never Openweight Championship. Who do you got?
Title change. Lord Taichi.
Ooh, big call. Taichi. What, you think he's going to go on the road to Naito?
No, but I can see Lord Taichi getting a little bit of a rub.
Okay, well, I think Goto retains. I'm picking Goto to retain.
Fair enough. Yeah, over the first two nights of Destruction, I think that's the one title change I predict.
Well, there you go. And then we've got Naito versus Minoru Suzuki. We've talked about it a couple of times now. My pick, Suzuki. Who you got?
I'm going Naito. I was gonna go Suzuki. I was leaning towards it because there's no title involved, and when there's no title involved, I think Nato's. It's not against the idea of having Nato lose, but I think Nato. No, I think Nato wins this. Overcomes his Minoru Suzuki fear. He's always got some weird shit with Suzuki, so I think
Fair enough. So that brings us up to speed. So this weekend's a big weekend because as well, on the morning of Saturday, so the morning of the first Destruction show, it's Friday night in Mexico, and CMLL present the 85th Anniversario show, and that's going to take place on Honor Club. The announcement came out today. So Honor Club are streaming the Anniversario 85.
Right, exactly.
Which is really cool. So that's going to be something for us to talk about next week on our first expanded King of Sports Universe cast.
Exactly right. And plenty of names that you've seen on New Japan shows in the past on like Fantastica Mania shows. You got some old school legends a part of this show, Ultimo Guerrero and Gran Guerrero. Got some good matches there. The only match I just really want to point out for everyone to keep an eye out is the main event. A couple of guys who have been in plenty of New Japan matches in their past. You got a team of Matt Taven and Volador Jr. versus Los Ingobernables OG, Los Ingobernables, in Rush and Barbaro Cavernario. Well, he's not officially a member of the team, but he will be on the night. This is a Lucha de Apuestas match. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I offended anyone with that.
Yeah.
Lucha de Apuestas matches are very famous. It's hair versus hair, hair versus mask, mask versus mask, or whatever.
It's a match where they gamble.
Exactly, it's a gamble. This is hair versus hair. Matt Taven and Volador Jr. with their luscious long hair versus Rush and Barbaro with their crazy hairs. So someone's losing their hair. Two people are losing their hair. So I'd say keep an eye on that. And Penta and King Phoenix are on this card as they tag with Diamante Azul against Caristico, the original Sin Cara, Botch Cara, if you want to call him that. El Hijo de la Park, who is the son of the original LA Park, who's tagging with LA Park in this match. So two really cool matches there. Definitely keep an eye on it. Yeah, it's on the Honor Club. I reckon New Japan are probably going to announce that it'll be on New Japan World by the end of it too. I'd say that they're going to have it delayed on New Japan World too. So keep an eye on that. It is on Fight. It's on the Fight app as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
most of the big CMLL ones are. But yeah, so that's something for us to talk about next week. Is there anything else before we go home?
One quick little thing. Please get on.
Like that's everything.
Yeah, no. I got one more little thing. Please jump on YouTube, guys, and go watch Shibata's California Dreamin'.
Oh right, yes, I did. I had this down in my notes as well. Yeah, the California Dreaming documentary. So it's about Shibata and the dojo in California.
Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan and don't get the feels in this, you're not a wrestling fan. Just the little bit of emotions that you pick up, just like he's the New Japan version of Daniel Bryan. Like he's the no frills, amazing wrestler who should be on the top of every card because he's so damn good, but his injuries, it sucks. It sucks as a fan.
Yeah.
It sucks for him, I'm sure, more than anything, that he can't be in the ring. He talks about it in the show. But please go watch it.
But he finds another passion, right? He finds another passion, which is training.
Right.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. Definitely, if you have the time, it's only a half-hour documentary, and it has subtitles throughout, so you can follow along. It's definitely worth watching.
And a quick little, one more little thing before we go. Sorry, I forgot to add this to my notes, but I do want to mention it as it has been happening in the last week.
We went off script. The last time we went off script, it didn't go well for me, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this is only going to be 2 seconds. I want to say congratulations to the 4 guys or 5 guys. I can't remember all 4 or 5 names, but 2 in specific that I am very aware of Carter Deems, Nathan Carter Deems, whatever you want to know him as, and Ben Payne, aka Snapchat from SMS from PWA and that, who were in the Fale Dojo camp for 6 months and have now been selected. Those 2 and a couple of other guys I'm not aware of much about them. I'm sorry for offending anyone. Who have now been selected to go to the New Japan Dojo. So Carter Deems and Ben Payne from PWA, Love for Me, are now going to be part of the New Japan Dojo. So don't be surprised if at Wrestle Kingdom 13 you see them getting chopped by Suzuki on the side or trying to deal with the shit in the New Japan Rumble or something like that. They'll be in the red suits, in the red jumpsuits.
So I'll be doing a bit on that with the Aussie Graps episode as well. So if you want to know more about these guys, tune into Aussie Graps on Friday. But that does it for us here now at the B Plus Podcast.
Yep.
And so where can people find you, Mikey?
At Big Boy on Twitter and at Big Boy with an extra Y on Facebook because someone already is Big Boy.
Fair enough. And I am at Greg Unchained on Twitter, at The Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are known as the B Plus Wrestle on Twitter because
wrestling wouldn't fit.
We are the B Plus Wrestling everywhere else. That is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We're everywhere. We're taking over the globe. Please give us a like, share, subscribe, comment, 5-star review on iTunes if you feel so inclined. Thank you so much for listening.
Hold 1. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Oh my God!
So, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold 2. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it. Dummy. Hole 3, the moss-covered